Have you ever met someone who seems really friendly, but something about them just feels off? You can't quite explain it. They smile when they see you. They talk to you like everything's normal. But deep down, something just doesn't sit right. Maybe it's a coworker. Maybe it's someone in your friend group. Or honestly, maybe it's someone you see almost every single day. And the weird part is, you can't really point to anything specific. Nothing obvious. But your gut keeps telling you, yeah, this person doesn't actually like me. And believe it or not, that feeling is way more common than people realize. Because the truth is, most people who secretly dislike you won't show it directly. They'll still smile. They'll still act polite. They'll still talk to you. Because most people don't want conflict. They don't want drama. So instead, they hide it. But here's the thing. Real emotions are actually very hard to hide completely. Eventually, they start leaking out through small behaviors, tiny reactions, little signals most people never notice. But once you start paying attention, you start seeing them everywhere. So in this video, we're going to talk about 7 signs someone secretly dislikes you. And trust me, the last one is something people ignore all the time. Sign number 1, their smile feels slightly forced. You know that kind of smile people give when they're just trying to be polite? Technically, it looks like a smile, but something about it feels a little empty. That's because real smiles involve the entire face. The mouth, the eyes, the cheeks, everything moves together. But fake smiles usually only involve the mouth. The eyes stay almost the same. Sometimes, they even look a little cold. And the interesting part is, your brain usually notices this instantly, even if you can't explain why. Sign number 2. Conversations start feeling one-sided. Next time you talk to them, pay attention to the flow of the conversation. You might notice something strange. You're the one asking most of the questions. You're the one keeping the conversation alive, and their responses are usually short. Yeah, sure, okay. After a while, it starts to feel like they're just waiting for the moment they can leave. And yeah, that's not exactly a great feeling. Sign number 3, they give compliments that don't really feel like compliments. Sometimes, people hide their dislike inside something that sounds positive. For example, they might say something like, "Wow, I didn't expect you to do that well." At first, it sounds like praise. But when you think about it for a second, there's a small insult hiding inside the sentence. Psychologists actually have a name for this. It's called a backhanded compliment, and it happens a lot more often than people realize. Sign number 4. Your success makes them slightly uncomfortable. Watch how people react when something good happens to you. When someone genuinely likes you, they usually get excited. They ask questions. They celebrate with you. But someone who secretly dislikes you often reacts very differently. Sometimes they just say, "Oh, nice." And then the conversation suddenly changes. That silence says more than words ever could. Sign number 5. Their body language feels distant. Body language is incredibly difficult to fake. Someone who secretly dislikes you might angle their body away from you, cross their arms, or start checking their phone while you're talking. None of these things seem obvious by themselves, but when they happen repeatedly, they usually mean something. Sign number 6. You start noticing subtle exclusion. Maybe your friends planned something and somehow you were the last person to hear about it. Or everyone seems to understand an inside joke, except you. Sometimes these things really are accidents, but sometimes they're a quiet way of creating distance. And finally, sign number 7. Your intuition keeps warning you. Your brain is constantly reading signals, tone of voice, facial expressions, body language, all of it, even when you're not consciously paying attention. So if you keep feeling like something is slightly off, there's a good chance your brain has already noticed something your conscious mind hasn't caught up to yet. The truth is, not everyone in your life is gonna like you. And honestly, That's completely normal. What really matters is learning to recognize the difference between people who are genuine and people who are simply pretending to be nice. Because once you see those signs, you start protecting your time, your energy, and the people you allow into your life. And sometimes, that simple awareness changes everything. But here's something important to remember. Just because someone dislikes you doesn't mean you did anything wrong. Sometimes people feel uncomfortable around confidence. Sometimes they feel threatened by growth. Sometimes your presence simply reminds them of things they haven't achieved yet. And instead of dealing with those feelings honestly, they turn that discomfort into quiet resentment. It's subtle, but it happens all the time. And once you understand that, you stop taking everything personally. You stop trying to win everyone's approval. And that's actually a very powerful shift. Because the truth is, you were never meant to be liked by everyone. No one is. The goal isn't universal approval. The goal is surrounding yourself with people who genuinely respect you. People who celebrate your wins. People who support your growth. People who are happy to see you doing well. And once you find those people, you'll notice something interesting. You stop worrying about the ones who secretly dislike you, because their opinions must simply stop mattering.